Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to that exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only master propaganda hero, like defender of the fatherland, officer 2v2 here on Campbells Convoy. In the south, it is Angrybirds and Xufe, the dynamic duo fighting here for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the 10th Panzer Division. In the northeast, it is Ula and Xiao fighting here for the Americans and the Brits, here with the US 1st Armoured Division supported by the British 6th Armoured. Then you got Advanced Infantry of Xiao here, Luftwaffe of Angrybirds, with machine guns for both allied players, Kettenkrans and bikes and half of the Germans. And Xufe and Ula then are the only players yet to pick a battle group. MD42 followed for Angrybirds, Dingo for Ula. There's the kitty cat wanting attention and most likely food in the background. But it's not his dinner time yet, and he knows it. Little bastard. So, engineers moving forwards for Xiao. Up north, Sappers busy with the Vickers following up as well there. Carrying that across the hot dunes here of North Africa. Further south, we got the bike busy. Panzer Pioneer setting out, heading more towards the centre. Both players doing a bit of light poking about.
No contact.
Got the 30 car moving forwards here, air-cooled, but from all I can understand, they really largely relied mostly on the water-cooled version for like any sort of heavy work. Like even the light vehicles, but it featured like water-cooled 30 cals. It seems like they just really like trying to like just convince people it's like not terrible. I don't know. It's like I don't know what's going on there, but it's just to like just show this air-cooled when most of the time it would have been water-cooled. Anyway, section there for Ula. The Xufe team's up for Xiao development. Of course, expecting German light vehicle the DAK player. MD4 then moves back. Caught a bit out of position by the 30. Oh, Vickers it's going to be in trouble here. Or maybe to help differentiate it more with the British machine gun. I mean, that's, I guess, a kind of logic. I'll engage those with the Pioneers here. Routing the engineers there with some aggressive EC. Scouts push back. Another 30 cal here for Xiao. More grenadiers out of Angrybirds. No Falchion Pioneer. Not too surprising, really. And assault rate for Xufe has gone for a pretty aggressive tech pace there. Further south here, Panzer Pioneer busy. Bike as well. Hard at work. 250 after slightly withdrawing.
Grenadiers assembled.
And another section of Ula. Well, of course, I've got Angrybirds goes for ultimately maybe some Fallschirmjägers, but guessing the cheap reinforcements and some lighters. Air support's in there for Xiao. Pops up from time here and there, but still isn't exactly wildly common, I'd say. Second assault for the Xufe. Really going hard on Hush Grenadier. Still a bit sick from that influenza, but I am getting better. I am getting better at a good pace. Fear not, dear viewers, fear not. Just, you know, me getting pretty unlucky there. Soldier Norfolk's in the assault in the half track there. Panzer Grenadier Company for Angrybirds. A thumbs up and liking. We are seeing for some reason it more and more, despite the Panzer Grenadier Company's units not really getting any significant buffs, but you know, it's nice. It's more than just Luftwaffe and Jägers with Panzerschrecks. Up north, the assaulters looks like they're going to try and sting around here. Move back to pick up the other assault Grenadier squad here. Half track to leave with Xiao. Pushing for the south, rushing through the centre as well here, overcoming the allied positions as their flanks have been exposed here. Germans, I think they could push out, pop in the assault grenade, so that way you can actually link up with the one on foot there. Kinda neat setup there by Xufe, kinda neat. Thumbs up to that. Not bad at all. Those 250 half track did take up an awful lot of damage. So centre he has been claimed by the Germans with minimal casualties, though. Less ideally for the Germans, both on the other victory points and most of the resources they have been seized by the Allies. So they do need to get back to that pretty quickly. You can see there's some good teamwork. Angrybirds gets Pioneers to fix up his teammates' half track. Thumbs up to that.
We are losing control of a sector.
Got the ammo depot there, surplus depot over there for Xiao. Not one I see that often, so not picked this quickly, so interesting choice there. Half rushing in with his 50 cal. Pack 40 on the way there for Xufe. So the Angrybirds. And a Humber for Ula.
Sector now
Jones
under
with a
enemy
half-track here,
control.
adding the M16 mount there. M45 now, technically, to make it to the M16. Panzerjägers for Xufe to help deal cause light vehicles. Thumbs up. Humber halfway down. Smoke grenade dropped, at least keeping the half-track from blasting. 250 going to pop up for the other one here. Probably to try and increase the chance of getting not wiped on retreat because, you know, they'll be safe
The
and
enemy
safe
have
inside the
taken our
half-track.
territory.
So yeah, kind of, I see what the logic here was. It costing the half-track, but I think trading the half-track for the assault grenades here kind of make more sense there. So that was a pretty neat maneuver there out of Xufe. Thumbs up. Pretty neat. Not one you see very often. More assault grenades, of course, as Panzer Pioneers at some point they get absolutely blasted into the ground. And the 30 cal there seems to have also fallen into the hands of the German army there. Good work here by Angrybirds. There goes straight from Xiao here, going for that 30 cal position. Noting he still has yet to go for any abilities. He can technically start calling in Fallschirmjägers about now he wants to, but whether and of course that is what Angrybirds desires, I mean, you know, that's the big question. Humber there with a damaged
Stuka
engine.
aircraft ready to strafe our enemy.
And there you go, it is the Fallschirmjägers after all. Thumbs up. My recommendation personally still remains the same. You want Panzer Grenadiers. Better to go for Luftwaffe and get Fallschirmjägers. I mean, sure, don't get an actual big tank to call in at the end of the game, but honestly, you're going to be much happier with the actual infantry that does something, of course. You still have to keep them alive, which is, you know, always the challenge with any German infantry, but even more so with the Fallschirmjägers in CoH3. But if you can keep them alive, the amount of DPS they can sort of put out, especially at the hard level efficiency, absolutely makes it worth it. So, another machine right here for Xiao as he's lost more machine guns to the Axis forces, it would appear. We got more sections for Ula. We got bishops being lined up because bishops still very popular despite the nerf. It was one of those nerfs I like to sort of, you know, note they never really seem to like achieve the desired goal. They're just there to seemingly, at least it feels to be like give the appearance of something being done. At least that's what it ends up feeling like because, you know, again, like just in most cases, nothing really happens. Similar to like, you know, the MP40 buff for the Grenadiers or the Panzer Grenadier buff, like just nothing really happens, and so yeah. South side here, bike moving in. Humber swooping in, hoping to find some good easy targets. There we go, we got an ammunition storage on the way for Xiao. Humber moving in, getting right to the range of Panther Faust here. But we do get a nice straight run here from Xiao, catching the greenies and machine gun team there. And we got dive bombs as well. Close call. Got machine gun catching the assault grenades on the flank. Got a quick smoke grenade there though by Xufe. Not bad at all. A bit late anyway. Small 30 cals there for Xiao. And he is this into north. We got a British counterattack inbound here from Ula. I'm going to need to repairs. And missed this, but Xufe is actually going for the mechanized combat. He's going for the Armoured. Interesting pick there. I mean, it's definitely been seeing more play as of late, but how much it's worth, it can still vary a fair bit depending on the map and the matchup. So Armoured almost done there for Xufe. Still not bad for him. We got Ula there with heavy armor, and we got the bishop on the way. I'm guessing Angrybirds going to go for the Panzer Company here. Wanting more and more resources. So, like at this stage, just once like rush out that Panzer Company gets the Panzer gets going versus his opponent. Get a bit more work up north there though. There you go, Paxwell's pretty decent there. On the allied vehicles, Bishop was done, 6 down, and there you go. Strafing run, but shot down with the M16 here. Meanwhile, German force here. Oh! Almost into the double punch here is definitely possible. But we got the Saturn charge! Holy smokes! That was a pretty bold move as Xiao base trying to take advantage of all the chaos that's like hope his opponent wasn't paying attention there. Almost worked too. Thumbs up. Meanwhile though, Angrybirds actually dropping in a second fighting squad up north. 2 thumbs up. At this stage, you may want to consider the officers' quarters just to get the Fallschirmjägers' connections one and overall just faster experience gains. Arctide diving in here. Allied forces actually surprisingly only anti-tank weapons versus Xufe's armored car here. Fallschirmjägers, they're about to get hosed if they're not careful.
We're losing men here.
Archdart poking northwards, about to grab a northern point. Chili fire here, clearing out one German anti-tank at a 254 here for Xufe. A lot of stuff going on here, that much is for sure. North fighters, the sappers. I don't think it's going to enter well for the sappers yet. They end up withdrawing in the face of the Green Devils, as they're known by the Western Allies. With their Fallschirmjäger, their 42. Bazooka teams then trouble, Marder focus over Xufe. Panzer Company Angrybirds in the end as expected. Double Fallschirmjägers, I think, is a pretty good number there.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Again, officers' quarters would be an excellent investment at some point. More anti-tanks out of Ula, also running off there with the German pack. Actually cancelled upon realizing, hang on, I've got 2 anti-tankers now. And another bishop there for Ula and the Brits. Very much, you know, standard stuff again, and nerfs just, realistically speaking, doing nothing to tone down that strategy.
You have 3 command points at your disposal.
And there he goes, straight from one, quickly dodged. Back an upgrade to deliver double the strafes. Second bishop right around the corner here for Ula. Up north here, Fallschirmjägers are busy. And we got support on himself, Xufe. Bishop shoots directly at the enemy team
The
there.
enemy has taken a victory point.
Blowing out a few eardrums in the process. Got these hostiles with MT-40s going for it. Catching with the Zook team forcing the back. We got a pack 40 more here for Angrybirds. Placed to one loss to the Allies, obviously. The Germans starting to get better macros against the Allies. That's definitely good for them. Very concerning for the Allies. We've got a truck there for Ula. Could very well be an anti-aircraft truck here, maybe an ambulance, maybe otherwise. Got bazooka upgrades here for Xiao. Got 2 bazooka teams, that makes sense. We kind of could also go for Rangers. In fact, besides that one ammunition surplus here, which is clearly benefiting his teammate, I mean, we haven't really seen him do much with the battle. We have yet to see any Rangers. We might see some F company there.
Mark deployed.
More bazooka fire. Well, the North fight's probably a lot of British troops. But again, without, like, you know, significant numbers or significant veterancy, yeah, he has to retreat here, otherwise he just wastes Fallschirmjägers pointless without really achieving too much against those numbers. Got more assault grenades and half-tracks ready here for Xufe. Thumbs up. Noting he has gone for armoured support there. Bishop build up north there, bit of quiet. Soldiers and the half-tracks on the move. He's only got Fallschirmjägers when he's pushing in there slowly but surely. There you go, it is an ambulance here for Ula after all.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
To the Americans, it is a mattress truck. Wink, wink. Up north here, got the recce section pushed back. Another 30 cal there for Xiao. And these Foxmen, they're being attacked from both sides.
Under attack.
Can try and put up a defense here, but it might be tougher to go there. There you go, push it back. Ooh, dive bomb. Oh, it's a strafing run, okay. There you go, 30 cal corner bad spot. He's trying to keep it around here, but I think this could backfire here on Xiao more than anything at this point. Yeah. Nope. Oh, he did get it, He's going to try and... I think at this point he's actually going to have to throw a saddle charge there. No. No, he's trying to make off with it here. Looks like he didn't narrowly make it work. I was actually expecting he would have, get the entire lot wiped again. No, he didn't manage it, so quite a nice save there by Xiao. Tanked up on the way. Sturmpanzers for Angrybirds. Allied forces moving forwards again. North side all responding to the Germans again. They're starting to get, I think, a bit too defensive around the centre here, the east centre. Leaving the sides of the map much more easily secured by the Germans. There we go. We got Angrybirds here with a loiter. Those Allied forces not lacking any anti-aircraft weapons are definitely quite vulnerable. Good push here with the Germans. Could do a lot of damage. Oh, there we go. Machine gun team cleared out this time. A British Vickers team. Launch machine pushing it back. Sturmpanzer out. Fortunately for the Allies here, there's not like a lot of tanks for the Germans or anything mobile besides that one Marder to really threaten this. There you go, Sturmpanzer behind the move. Noting here that painting it what appears to be black under the hot desert sun is not recommendable, by the way. Stuart Light chain there being unlocked for Ula at this stage is a interesting choice. Honestly, might be more worthwhile taking out and going for bigger tanks, but that is what he's decided to go for, I suppose. Germans then pushing forwards. There you go. Vickers forms an end to the Germans, meaning now Angrybirds will have the MG42 a 30 cal and now Vickers as well. Quite the collection, that's for sure. There you go, Sturmpanzer rolling in there. I suppose it's dark around the way, not exactly right under the hot sun. Up north here, Panzer X in trouble. We've got more Panzer out of Xiao. He needs to be more. Third position in there for Xiao, very much expected. The way to get the balance it, you just increasingly encourage just go for a lot of them, lock them up, and then just start unleashing massive loads of rockets in one go. It's like 1 or 2 shot enemy tanks.
Territory lost.
But the Allies are much more on the defense. We've got still lighting on the way here, but again, Xiao continues to have no real infantry, which definitely makes it I think maintain good offensive pressure.
The enemy has claimed our sector.
And leaves a lot of the heavy lifting to his teammate.
Confirmed. Enemy has 300 points. Victory point lost.
Hell of a hit down the Sturmpanzer, almost taking out the entire sapper section with a single shot. Right ahead here, ambulance finding himself in a bit of a tough spot there. And there you go, Bishop shooting up to snuff out that machine gun. 30 cal here for super support, holding off the archive, doing a lot of damage there. Good right around the corner for Ula and the Fritz. Both sides investing a lot here across the centre, but not so much across the rest of the map, though we do get a bit of movement here from north of Ula. Up the north from Ula. And we got a bunker here for Angrybirds. Like a repair bunker, but could also be a medic bunker there. Another ammunition storage here out of Xiao. Sturmpanzer being hammered with a lot of bazookas. We got the Stuart rushing in. Parchment closing the flank here. Machine gun there holding off against the Allies somewhat. Sturmpanzer taking immense amounts of damage. We've got a strafing run here.
It shall be a repair bunker, Commandant.
Got a repair bunker there. 4 Angrybirds down there.
An MG42 has been
Machine gun team down. Granny's going for the flank. By encountering resistance from the Allies, they will need more support to break through, and they just don't have it. Meanwhile, massive offense of the Allies in the centre, coordinating with artillery strikes here to completely gain control there. Thumbs up, good coordination there. Panzer main commander for Xufe, thumbs up to that as well. Angrybirds going for Sector Sturmpanzer 4 is an interesting choice and not something I had in my predictions, but also I'm not entirely sure that's exactly what they're looking for. You still think a Panda 4, if not more, would probably serve them better than 2 Sturmpanzers. We'll have to see.
And ready for
Up north, Ula strikes again. Sturmpanzer 2 ready here for Angrybirds.
Territory sector lost.
front line continues to live push forward with the outskirts. Another stood here out of Ula. The unusual build order there out of the Xiao there. And Gobazooks in trouble with the jump panzers, though they all jump panzers also theoretically in trouble with them. But they're doing a big force back here courtesy of the assault grenadiers. Fudging Pioneers is an option off the Angrybirds, plus of course the flak ready emplacement here. Now he'll pull in the Fudging Pioneers, but I mean he could surprise us. There's another after all Hellcats for Xiao's jump hunting on his own here. Right to every anti-tank gun. British DAK Master. Causing quite a bit of damage there. So we've got 327, 260. Stuckhaus Fuss out of Xufe. Bit of rocket artillery.
Will be applied to panzers. Post haste.
Angrybirds for the Schutzen. Thumbs up to that. And team weapon training there for
Enemy
Ula.
have taken our territory.
Plus improved aircraft armor. And there you go, quick strafing run.
Fucking Arschlöcher! They have us pissed!
And more machine guns here out of the British player as well. We got the Xiao with a total of 330 cals now. The active man gets his hands on an enemy machine gun. Somehow. Oh, that does appear in fact to be a 30 cal there he made. Fresh finding on the center here. And Angrybirds surprising us all with a flak for 6 of the cheap reinforcements. An interesting choice there. The most marked blade of flak physics can be quite nice, and it's certainly something else, you know. There's always that. In the east side machine versus machine gun, Allied machine gun does have the advantage of the German one.
Victory point lost.
Storm panzers landing up. We got the Stuckhaus Fuss unleashing a barrage against the Allied artillery heading the ambulance. Getting the ambulance destroyed. Small win there for the Germans. The Hawk backed up by Hellcat advanced to the same machine, though at least catching up parts of the swarm there. The troopers. John Panzer joining alongside the machine and trying to recruit them. So much damage being done. Those jump hunters take some massive amounts of damage, though. But the Zuni needs to suffer a bit as well. Hellcat flying up. Pack 40 nearby, though. It looks like he's Xiao's attempt to just do a lot of damage to the force, at least partially thwarted here by the Germans. Close call, though. Quite close to one of the stone panzers. And the Hellcat got a bit dead assistance with the Simpson fight they able to get that earlier. But Fightmakers one fence. He's lost both Fightmakers will force to take attention. Got it called in. Flag 36 is actually being built here by Angrybirds. Thumbs up to that. Multi-purpose anti-aircraft gun that could be used for anti-tank purposes, but also could double as artillery. In fact, in some cases would be used as artillery. So fun fact, there are more Hellcats out of Xiao.
Our adversary is down to 250 points now.
249 to 288. German forces falling behind to get a flag as well here on the way for Xufe. Double flag 36. That's pretty rare. We got Ula Fun with the company command post. So thumbs up to that.
What needs to be done?
We have lost control of a victory point.
There we go, section the run. unable to handle the might of Deutschland, and there we go. Second Flak 56 on the way to the front line. Beam up. Dive bombs called in. Going for the repair bunker.
One bear has been destroyed at the front.
Jump Panzer down. Allied bazooka horde moving forwards there. 28 Evils with 37. Fresh bunkers for Angrybirds. And the company command post is right around the corner from the line. The Brits up north here though. Right to silence here, the Allied positions. The Stukas was folds just a tiny bit short here. We got the Sturmpanzer moving ahead. Could pull in another one or a Panzer IV maybe.
Upgrading to a repair facility.
Could also consider going for some Starstorm, or even calling some more Fallschirmjägers. Either way, the Ula though with foot guards. Getting something a bit more lead here versus the Germans.
Territory lost.
The also got Ula, they're finally making some picks out of the battle group.
Grenadiers are under fire! Find cover!
Upgrade complete.
Foot guards almost done.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Double Crusaders from line active withdrawing the Bishop. Also floating an insane amount of manpower, I just realized. 1,400. Also cancelled the foot guards. Seems to be like a complete shift in strategy there out of Ula. Interesting. Definitely not a bad idea. Definitely some players are getting a bit too stubborn. Of course, whether or not this actually works is another matter. I mean, if he makes the right decision, definitely. But if he makes a mistake, obviously not so much. Got a third Crusader tank on the way. They're still floating then. 1,200 manpower. Could easily afford to go for several foot guard sections on top of that then? So, whether or not he goes there, of course, another matter entirely. Angrybirds got tuned up for Panther 4. South side flame runs off here. There you go, Hellcats. Going for the flame, this jump. That's a nice flame there by Xiao. 2 thumbs up. Almost along here though, the encounter with a Flak 56. Far up north, the British forces hard at work. Big kaboom, there's the ammunition storage. Went kablamo. More bazooka teams there for Xiao to replace all the ones that's lost. We've got a lot of foot guards now for Ula. Thumbs up. Realizing that he was spending an awful lot of manpower and, you know, could do something with them. Machine gun hanging back. Sturmpanzer again here for Angrybirds. He is determined to go the Sturmpanzer for the course. It's on 56. And then final Sherman for Xiao. Yeah, the Germans continue to maintain a good lead in both casualties and make 2 points. Allies definitely, I think, need to do something a bit more drastic to the time. I mean, Ula shift to like in a lot of tanks and foot guards, if used correctly, could well provide for that. And we've got here the mark target ability unleashed on the Axis forces. Seems like none of the German anti-aircraft guns have been allowed to shoot at aircraft. Also noting he's actually upgrading to his air tanks. He's in some cases Mark III standard with the 6-pounder gun rather than the 2-pounder gun. First foot guard section almost done. He's up to a total of 3 of them now on the way. That's a lot of foot guards. And what is this? Not just a Flak 36, but a Flak 38. Beginning to work shooting on the aircraft, at least at 72. Still using mortar crewmen for some reason. The aircraft was getting shot down eventually, and there we go. Got it. South side, pressure getting up for the southern victory point here. We got multiple tanks plus the two teams greatly pushing back the Sturmpanzer. And a a pretty aggressive strike with the use of that Air Force, but with that more follow, it may not matter so much here. And up north, Xufe here is in close quarters combat with the British tanks flanking any anti-tank weapons up there. Pretty terrible stuff. Their north flank is actually exposed here for the Germans to some extent. Oh, there we go. Not quite there, at least against tanks with the Flak 56 on the scene. Thumbs up there. The bazooka team almost ready here for Ula.
Taking to the skies.
288, 207.
Fallschirmjäger deploying at once. You're depleted. Healing out.
More saps really pulled up. North is up behind them. We got the British tanks going at it.
Circling overhead.
And got the white painful blow there to Xufe. Precious assault grenade is knocked out.
Ready for orders.
In the south, pack crew wiped out with the Sturmpanzer. Foxmake's actually called in again by Angrybirds. 2 thumbs up. Appearing on the flanking, causing havoc. Well done there by Angrybirds. And the Stukas of Fuss refuses to stay silent, unleashes another barrage against British positions up north. German forces hard at work trying to get the things back in their favour. Flak 38 there, getting repaired up. Already got veterans too, which is definitely not bad there. Appreciate your fine accuracy.
Fallschirmjäger evaded home zone.
But of course, considering about these fights to make some healing soon, we got 4 repair assemblies here for Ula. And we got air supply there for Xiao. And a martyr here for Xufe. Just 30 cal here.
Do not falter now. They only have 100 points. JU-87, enter interface.
Safe there.
Focus fire on the MT!
Good effect. Clearing the battlefield.
96 to 81. Then your Stukas are pushing, using a barrage here.
The enemy has
Fortunately
taken
for the
victory
Germans, every rocket more or less misses. Except for that final one that did a bit of damage to the foot guards. British force loading up for perhaps flanking with the foot guards. South side, straight from Rams Kids, having in the south end of the map. Further south here, pack crew in trouble. But Axis Allied forces are not advancing that southern victory point by any appearance. We got Xufe's by gun there, foot guns in 40. Almost had the Stukas of Pussy, 254 in trouble. And there he goes, Xiao here with a dive bomb. Going for the flag finish, it's almost got it. Some of the foot guns have pushed the very limits. The very edge of their Britishness has been tested. 281 was 93.
We have lost control of a victory
And
point.
more Crusaders are in there for Ula. Granny is close to avoiding a full wipe there. Another close call there for the Germans of anything. North side into the descent more into Allied control.
Now, sector
Almost at the
overrun.
machine gun. Further south, the machine was the machine gun. German machine gun beating the Allied machine gun.
JU-87,
And there goes straight from like really busy aircraft on both sides.
you're depleted.
Very busy. Both flak guns here not veteran free, by the way. Not something you see too often out of the
Weapon crew on standby.
Wehrmacht, but here we are. There goes a bit of
The
trouble.
capture point is being overrun.
There we can see trying to finish off his Panzerjägers, but we got more Allied forces blocking the pursuit. Nice work there by Xiao. And the 30 cal got abandoned. There you go. Artillery called in. I'll have the light just around here.
Weapon crew is taking losses!
And shot down.
Victory point
Shot
lost.
down as well. German flak gunners doing excellent work shooting down the Allied aircraft. Got this option with the section quickly falls on the back here. We got that flak 56. not shooting down nearly as many aircraft. Gap is also growing in terms of casualties. Allied forces really, I think, need to like adapt their tactics and their overall strategy as well here. They're currently just feeding the Germans, it feels like. Partly I think they're focused in the center here, these sort of in a more direct fashion. Another bazooka team here for Xiao. Another Hellcat as well there for Xiao, and the Americans up north. There's sap position the northern victory point, south side. Limited Allied pressure there for now.
Loud and clear.
We need more limited Allied control of anything.
Initiating Pulsar deployment. Green light.
These guys stay holding the line in the name of freedom and democracy.
The enemy has 75 points left.
74 points left to achieve for the Allies. Only eroding here foot guards. Might want to slightly move away there from the general area there, but the Stuka was barraging. Crusaders on the move here. Hula on the move. We got machine gun nests here.
Deployed.
Oh, flag face. He's got some great hit. Foot guards finally move. Another fucking squad here out of the Angrybirds. Thumbs up. Crusaders with the damage engine. Sturmpanzers on the move. Foot guards moving in as well here. Machine gun there being forced off. There you go. Foot guards catching the pioneers. Good to see a wipe here. I wonder, has he gone for training for the infantry?
Pioneer
No.
infantry killed.
Ula, in fact, is training for everything but the infantry. That's actually a pretty rare sight. Normally, with anything, they only go for infantry training and they ignore everything else. But every training except for the infantry, I think that might be a first of anything.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Over 2 years of CoH3, that's the first time I've seen that. 262 to 59. More aircraft just getting shot out of the skies here with German flak crews. Flak 36 are cleared out, got too close to the front line, to the sun if you will. In fact, this could be an extra big problem for the Axis as the Allies could grab that and turn it against them. But no, they don't want it, they're going to destroy it.
Our front line failed.
I don't blame them.
50 points
But now Ula's definitely taking some heavy losses here. So honestly, grabbing a flak 36 turn against the opponents might be a bit helpful.
The enemy has claimed our territory.
241 versus 59, actually almost have a trump cap here from the Allies against the Germans. There you go, cruiser flak, but it's actually managed a shot that went through the Sturmpanzer front armor. Allied bazooka team, Sturmpanzer getting flanking with the Crusaders. Got it, St. Crusade also in trouble. More aircraft getting shot down. US Air Force suffering tremendous casualties in this battle. More bazooka teams out of Xiao. 225 to 59, the clock sort of slowly ticking against the Allies. Well, Axis. I mean, it's kind of ticking against the Allies, but at least for now it's not. And the fault finally happening at Angrybirds. Thumbs up. Xufe, well, he's gone for the Tiger tank, having gone farm to so far as paying attention. Some support here. Thumbs up to that. Tiger is here and could give the Allies a significant shock. Sail charge there, breaking the flak gun. Massive rocket strikes. North fight there. Couldn't quite grab the victory point there. What with the machine gun that's covering it. Still, there's the other two victory points that needs to be easily grabbed.
Panzer 4 reporting in.
And there you go. Panzer already of Angrybirds and Deutschland. So many bazookas and their tanks lying about here. Picking up the anti-tank rifles. And the bazookas. But it's starting to look a bit grim here for the US and the British forces. Their losses have been rather tremendous, and their tactics, unfortunately for them, haven't been quite ideal.
Now is the time for action. The
They have
enemy has only
been very
50
linear,
points
which has
left.
definitely made things much easier with the Germans. But there you go. Another Hellcat. Last recovery house taking up the Xufe. 47. Pantherfort's back at base, and honestly could, like, you know, have some infantry stuff done there, then move northwards without the machine gun and grab the point. I think that could work out fairly well there for Angrybirds. Easily, in fact. 40 points left for the Allies. Desperation setting in there. We got some saps who managed to sneak in here. falling in a dive bomb on the Stukas at first. Not half bad coordination there, but far from enough. 33 from 13. Big old rocket strikes here, still punching forwards. Putting down the 13. Oh!
The enemy
Double
has
bazooka
made
team.
their
Oh no,
objective.
at least some of them whacked, I think, but not all of them. Really close though. At this point, it is actually like game over here. The Allies are just sort of throwing men into the German guns with apparently no real plan for how they're supposed to achieve anything. Yeah. 19 points left. And there goes the game over. Allies concede. A brutal victory there for the German army. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. This is from Imperial and cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye everyone.